Hello, my people. Welcome back again to this channel. Thank you so much for joining me again. My people, this one pay me. Nnamdi Kalu, who we all expected to walk out of court a free man, was once again denied justice, and the man at the center of this whole drama is Justice James Omotosho. Hmm. Today, let's break down exactly what happened, how the judge betrayed public trust, and why the 10th of October is not the most anticipated date in Nigeria's legal and what political calendar. Now, justice delayed is what justice denied. James Omotosho, the same man who promised Nigerians an accelerated hearing, suddenly started behaving like Justice Binta Nyako, the very one Nnamdi Kanu fought to rescue. Omotosho had all the time to read the written submission from both Kanu's defense and the federal prosecutors. Those documents had been with him for weeks. He had only one job: deliver judgment. But what did he do? He came to court and began playing to the gallery. He postponed the case again, this time to October 10th, and in doing so, played into the hands of the federal government. Now, let's rewind to what happened in court. There was short, routine argument. Kanu's lawyer simply revisited previously established points. Nothing new, but the court pretended something serious had happened just to justify the delay. When Omotosho announced the adjournment, the federal government-led council, perhaps sensing defeat, rushed to influence the judge. This was the argument: don't let Kanu go. There's enough evidence to force him to enter a defense. Don't fall for this new filing from Kanu's team. It was a desperate move because even though they know the tide has turned against them, so it was actually a very desperate move. So why is the federal government so scared? The federal government is shaking, and here is why. Kanu's legal team has outclassed them in argument. There's no longer for a legitimate reason for his continued detention. They fear that if justice is served, Kanu will walk freely, and that will be a political earthquake. So now they are trying to twist the judge behind the scenes, encouraging him to ignore truth and fairness just to keep their grip on the situation. What happens on October 10th? Here is what at stake on that day. Omotosho can rule in Kanu's favor, recognizing the weakness of the prosecution's case, or under pressure, he might deny Kanu justice again, risking mass outcry and unrest. Whatever happens will shake in not just Igbo land, but Nigeria at large. Now, these are so many public reactions concerning this, so many social media reactions. People say this is pure delay tactics, and other people are saying, we see what Omotosho is doing, same script, new actor. Free Kanu now, or Nigeria risks another crisis. Even legal experts are now speaking out, warning that this case is becoming a stain on Nigeria's judiciary. Now, let's take a constitutional lens on this. Section 36 of the 1999 Constitution guarantees fair hearing and timely justice. Prolonged detention without conviction violates both local and international law, African Charter on Human Rights. The court's refusal to give judgment despite having the written addresses violates the process. James Omotosho may be overstepping the bounds of impartiality by entertaining post-adjournment argument for the prosecution. Now, my people, this is time for us to raise our voice. If justice must be done, it must be done openly, not behind closed doors or under political pressure. Free Nnamdi Kanu now. Justice must not be sacrificed on the altar of politics. I want you guys to actually, drop your comments below. Should Omotosho be held accountable? Do you think Kanu will walk freely on October 10th? Because people are not seeing it that the way things are going, that Bola Ahmed Tinubu is the one giving Justice James Omotosho what to do. Because tell me why they'll be delaying his court case and even trying to postpone it. People went as far as saying that these people are just trying to buy time in order to delay this man being free. Now, let's continue. Let's keep this thing running. A man who by every Nnamdi Kanu is a man who by every moral and legal standard should have walked free. Instead, his case was postponed again, leaving millions in shock. Everyone who followed the case from legal minds to the common man believed that July 2025 was going to be the end of a long, unjustified detention. But what happened? It shocked the whole world that Justice James Omotosho still had to postpone it. People weren't even expecting such a thing from him. People were not expecting it at all until he shocked us. Now, a relatively quiet name onto this case, Justice Omotosho had built a reputation for being neutral, but now this image is under fire. Omotosho was the one who Nigerians hoped would not dance to the tune of power, yet what we see was something else entirely. I could remember the time that they said that the time people were saying that Justice James Omotosho was different from Binta Nyako, because you guys know that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said that Binta Nyako was a very biased judge. Yes, he said it. That Binta Nyako was a very biased judge. So people were like, "Oh, Justice James Omotosho is going to be a very good judge. Is going to be a very good judge. Or maybe by this time around, he may be the one that is going to order for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, or give the judgment of releasing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu." Like, people were thinking that this man is a good man. He told us on July that he's going to do everything possible to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Now, we're no longer. This is not what we are seeing again. No, this is not what we are really seeing again. So, guys, I would want you guys to actually drop your thoughts below. Do you really think that Justice Omotosho and Bola Ahmed Tinubu, their hand is involved in this case? Their hand is involved in this detention of what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Let's be honest. Justice Binta Nyako's removal was supposed to pave the way for fairness, but it now seems like we replaced one biased judge with another. Instead of ending the delay, Omotosho continued the same pattern, shifting court dates and enabling what federal stalling. Why was the judgment delayed? He had all the written addresses, he had the facts, he had the constitutional backing to deliver, yet Omotosho adjourned the ruling to October 10th with no solid word justification. That alone raises what legal questions. Now, October 10th, that was the new date of destiny. Mark this date, because if Kanu isn't freed, then it will shake the legal and political fabric of Nigeria, and everyone will remember justice was delayed when it was mattered most. Inside the courtroom, it was just a day of disappointment. There were brief submissions, mostly repeated points, but after that, Omotosho shockingly postponed the judgment. No tension, no unresolved legal issues, just delay, as though someone whispered instructions behind closed doors. Now, Kanu's legal team vs federal government, the ongoing legal war. From day one, Kanu's lawyer, led by Ifeanyi Ejiofor and Aloy Ejimako, have made watertight arguments. Meanwhile, the federal government keeps changing its legal team, throwing weak charges and relying on influence and not law. Now, after Omotosho adjourned the federal government rushed to find new objections, trying to block any ruling in Kanu's favor. They're asking the court to ignore Kanu's fresh motion and instead force him to enter a defense, as if the law does not matter anymore. Now, what exactly is the prosecution afraid of? They know the evidence doesn't hold water. They fear if Kanu is released, it becomes a legal and political loss for Abuja. They fear once his freedom symbolizes what justice for IPOP, global attention, and a blow to central control. Now, the adverse effect of prolonged detention. This isn't just about Kanu's right. It's about national peace. Every day he stays locked up is a day of rising tension. From the southeast to the diaspora, people are boiling inside, and the court knows this. Now, what do you guys really think about this Kanu's case? Like, what do you guys really think? For me, many people have been accusing fingers at Bola Ahmed Is that not, they say that is that a reasonable time for them to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Because this man has been in concentration for so, in fact, more than 2 years. I'm telling you guys on the truth, more than 2 years. This is like 6 years, or will I even say 7 years, that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been in continuous detention. Still, they come out and tell us this is what the constitution is saying. Is it that the Nigerian government are not even following the constitution again? Because that's the question we should ask ourselves. Now, in section 36, chapter 4 of the 1999 Nigerian Constitution, it states that whenever a person is charged with a criminal offense, he shall be entitled to a fair hearing within a reasonable time. Over 2 years now, is that not a reasonable time? This is even 6 years. Is that not enough for them to release him? Now, constitutional sections being violated. Let's highlight key constitutional provisions being violated. Section 35, chapter 4. Every person who is arrested or detained shall be entitled to trial within a reasonable time or be released on bail. Now, section 36, chapter 6, right to adequate time and facilities to prepare what defense. Section 6, chapter 6, it says independence of the judiciary must not be compromised by executive what interference. Omotosho's action, some say, suggests that the bench is being controlled by what unseen forces. Now, African Charter on Human Rights and People's Rights. Nigeria is a signatory to this charter, which holds the same weight as what domestic law. Article 7, chapter 1, it says every individual shall have the right to be tried within a reasonable time by an impartial court. The African Commission has already warned Nigerians about Kanu's case, yet the violation what continues. Now, UN Working Group on Arbitrary Detention is still ignored. In July 2022, the UN Working Group ruled the arrest and continued detention of Nnamdi Kanu is arbitrary under international law and violates Article 9 and 14 of the ICCPR. They urged Nigeria to release him immediately and compensate him, but Nigeria ignored it and continues to act with what? Impunity. What legal experts are now saying? Prominent Nigerian legal scholars like Femi Falana, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, Mike Ezekome, and Inebe Effiong have all weighed in. Now, this is what Femi Falana said. He said, this is nothing but political what? Persecution. You cannot abrogate constitutional protection just because the man is unpopular with the state. Across the legal community, consensus is clear. Kanu should not still be in detention. Now, international reactions, UK, US, AU, they're spoken out. The UK Parliament debated Kanu's case in 2023, noting there are serious human rights violations and due processes concerns. The UK government must intervene. US Congress member Karim Bass tweeted, "We call on Nigeria to uphold justice and human rights. The world is watching Nnamdi Kanu's case." The African Union Human Rights Commission warned Nigeria that continued detention without judgment may breach continental legal standard. Now, social media bulls. These are what many people are saying on social media concerning this case. Now, in Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube, people are asking that people have exploded after their adjournment. Some top trending comments. People went on saying Omotosho has joined the cabal. This is why young people don't believe in Nigerian justice. October 10 will decide if Nigeria still has a judiciary or just politicians in robes. Now, Ohaneze Ndi Igbo Youth Council, this betrayal will not be forgotten. Justice delayed for Kanu is injustice to Ndi Igbo. Governor Charles Soludo, earlier in 2024, he said if peace is to reign in the southeast, the political trial of Kanu must end. The southeast is on edge again, and leaders are calling for calm, aimed rising anger. Will there be mass protests or civil disobedience? IPOB already won. October 10 will be the deadline for peace. If they delay again, the world will hear us. Just like I told you guys that the indigenous people of Biafra are ready for Nigerian government. These people think that they are playing, Nigerian government thinks that indigenous people of Biafra are playing with them. You guys heard it, right? They said, he said October 10 will be the deadline for peace. If this people delay again, the world will hear us. That's what indigenous people of Biafra is saying. Already, there are underground whispers of shutdown protests, civil disobedience, international campaigns. The government is playing with fire. I'm telling you guys, they're just playing with fire. Because if they delay one more time, in fact, they are going to hear it everywhere. Now, what could happen on October 10th? 3 likely outcomes. Number 1 is Kanu is released, public celebration and political war shock waves. Another one is another delay. If If they delay it again, it will lead to massive unrest, protests, and what court petitions. He's told to enter defense, seen as betrayal, rewind, court drama, and what backlash. Either way, October 10 will be remembered in Nigeria history. Omotosho's legacy and career risk. For James Omotosho, this is more than a ruling. It's about his name, his integrity, his place in judicial history. So, all these things that is going on, Justice James Omotosho should also not forget that his legacy and career is at risk if he doesn't give the right judgment. His legacy, his career is at risk because people will not take him as a biased kind of person, just like the way they have seen Justice Binta Yakona. No, Justice Binta Yakona have actually spoiled her name because people have taken her to be an like a biased judge. That's what they've taken her to be, because you guys remember when Nnamdi Kanu told Binta Nyako to recuse herself from his case. So that's what alone has made everybody know worldwide that this woman is not a good woman. Like, she's being biased or sentimental in her judgment. Now, Omotosho's legacy and career is at risk. For James Omotosho, this is more than a ruling. It's about his name, his integrity, his place in world judicial history. Will he be remembered as the man who bowed to pressure, or the one who stood for justice? Now, Tinubu's role and political calculation. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is not innocent in this drama. By remaining silent, he's giving tacit approval, and the longer he delays action, the more the people began to believe he's using Kanu as a political pawn. If Tinubu wants Southeast support in 2027, this may be the moment to act. Is there a cabal behind all this? Now, whispers in Abuja suggest a northern security cabal is afraid of Kanu's influence. Certain politicians want him silenced until after 2027. Intelligence reports claim freeing him now would destabilize the system, but what is more destabilizing than injustice? Now, this is it. This is bigger than Kanu now. The case is no longer just about one man. It's about how the Nigerian state treats its citizens, especially the centers. If Kanu, with all the level of attention, can be treated this way, then what hope do ordinary Nigerians like we have? We cannot be silent anymore. Justice is not a gift from the powerful. It's a right for the people. So I want you guys to drop your comments below. Tell me, what should Omotosho be held accountable, or do you trust October 10th? Will Kanu really will be free? Will be free actually? I want you guys to drop your comments below. Just type in the comment section free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and also type. I want you guys to also tell me what you guys think. Do you think Justice Omotosho is really behind this, or do you think on that 10th October he's going to be really Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is going to be released, or are they still going to delay his case? Now let's keep pushing. Now, why are major Nigerian media houses silent? Observers note that aside from grassroots platforms and diaspora blogs, mainstream channels like NTA, Channels TV, and AIT, they barely cover the truth. The media silence looks orchestrated, perhaps to minimize public outreach. Only platforms like Gist TV, Igbo Times, Family Writers Press, and Kanu's media team are exposing what is truly happening in Nigeria. The diaspora is watching and speaking. From London to Atlanta, from Dublin to like so many countries, the Igbo and African diaspora communities are mobilizing. Events already planned include protests at Nigerian High Commission in UK on October 9th, press conferences in Canada and US Congress with lobbies, online awareness campaigns with hashtag October 10th, watch, free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu now. They say if Nigeria would not hear locally, they will hear internationally. Now, Omotosho's integrity test, final call. A judge is not just a legal interpreter, he's a moral mirror of society. Many lawyers say Omotosho must now prove if he's a true judge guided by the constitution or a pawn in the chessboard of political power. History will never forget what he decides on October 10. The hidden legal trap, enter your defense strategy. The federal government is pushing for Omotosho to rule. The prosecution has established a prima facie case. Kanu should enter his defense. But here is the trap. Entering the first extends trial for years. It keeps Kanu in detention. It gives the illusion of fair trial while denying justice. This is the same trick used in Dasuku and his prolonged detention. Now, the psychological warfare against Kanu and supporters is not just legal delay, it was psychological warfare. Tactics include keeping Kanu isolated, denying proper medical attention, shifting court dates unpredictable, forcing supporters to burn out emotionally. They want to break him without convicting him. That is what they want to do. So Soludo and Southeast governor silent or complicity. Why Governor Soludo once called for Kanu's release, he was recently gone quiet. Other Southeast governors silent. Why aren't they speaking out? Why aren't they speaking? Why are they not speaking out now that justice is clearly being abused again? Some say they are afraid of Abuja's reaction. Others accuse them of what? Betrayal. 2027 election, the political state. Tinubu is calculating every step. If he frees Kanu now, would not revolt. If he doesn't, will the Southeast ever support him? Kanu's fate is being measured against political ambitions, not just justice. Nigerians must ask, are we sacrificing human rights on the altar of 2027 power game? Now, IPOB position, calm or explosive. They have spoken, but the major blocs remain what passive. When injustice reigns, the pulpit should roar and not what whisper. Now, possible international sanctions on legal actions. If Nigeria continues to flout international law, diplomatic consequences be follows, which are UK Parliament may revisit Mazen Namdi citizenship case. US Congress may threaten what? Marginistic sanctions. UNHRC may escalate its report to the UN Security Council. The international law moves slowly, but it never forgets. Now, the role of social media, weapon of the week. In this digital age, YouTube, TikTok, Twitter have become the courtroom of the people. Everyday voices like Okundi Igbo Youth Unchained, and Afro Media are educating millions and bypassing what mainstream media censorship. The digital resistance is growing louder. Security agencies and the game of fear. DSS, NIA, police, many believe these agencies are internationally feeding fear-based narratives about what Kanu. They falsely tie him to violence while ignoring his consistent calls for referendum and not war. Both manipulation only works for a while, but truth is what's catching up. Now, comparing with other political prisoners globally, Kanu's case is now being compared with Nelson Mandela, kept in jail for political defense, cartel leaders in Spain, El Zakizi in Nigeria itself. The longer Nigeria holds him, the more they elevate his global status as a symbol of political repression. Now, the day after October 10th, what will happen? If justice is denied again, will the Southeast declare non-cooperation? Will IPOB change its non-violent strategy? Will lawyers file mass class action petitions? Will Nigerian youths occupy Abuja? October 11 may be the most dangerous day, depending on what happens on the 10th of October. October 11 would be the most dangerous day. That is, if 10th of October does not work well, because indigenous people of Biafra are waiting for Justice James Omotosho to give his final judgment. Because, you know, the indigenous people of Biafra have come out before to warn that they cannot just keep folding their arms and they keep what they just keep adjoining and postponing this man's case. That enough is enough, that they should not take their silence as what being stupid. So October 10th is going to determine what indigenous people the October 10th is going to determine the indigenous people of Biafra reaction, whether they're going to react badly or they'll just keep quiet. But for me, I don't think they're going to keep quiet though, because they're going to react badly, because this is now 6 years of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in continued detention. Now, a final word to the judiciary. To all judges watching this, history is watching you too. This is no longer about Kanu. This is about whether your robe will still mean something. Speak justice, don't just whisper it. We need to speak justice. We don't just whisper the law. We need to speak justice. Justice must be done on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So all these things that they're trying to do and that are trying to do for her, they're going to keep buying time. It's not going to work. Everybody has come out to understand that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is innocent. So you see all these things, it is not going to work. Now, deliberate delay to weaken evidence and witnesses. Delaying the case could be a tactic to weaken witness credibility, exhaust legal defense resources, and blur public memory of events and facts. This is a non-government tactic in high-profile cases globally. The cost of detention, naira and shame. Detaining Kanu isn't just illegal, it's economically wasteful. Over 1.2 billion in legal, DSS and court logistics, international PR damage and investor distrust, legal contradictions in federal government submission. The federal government legal argument shifts inconsistently. One day they say he jumped bail, another day they say he committed new crimes, then they say terrorism based on radio broadcast. The inconsistency exposes what desperation and not what evidence. Now, Nigerian judiciary is being watched by ECOWAS courts. The ECOWAS court has ruled on Kanu's rights before. If the Nigerian judiciary fails again, if the Nigerian judiciary fails again, new petitions may flood ECOWAS from activists and lawyers. Now, can Omotosho still redeem himself? Yes, but only with a strong, lawful, and independent ruling. That is the only time Justice James Omotosho can redeem himself. Kanu has met with bail conditions. The constitution is supreme. I rule for his immediate release. That is the only thing he's going to say now that's going to be able to redeem him. If Justice James Omotosho can come out and say Kanu has met bail condition, the constitution is as if only Justice James Omotosho can come out and say that Kanu has met with his bail conditions and the constitution is supreme, I ruled for his immediate release. That is only when he can redeem himself. That's all it takes to reset history. If only that man can release him, then it is over. He will not even have any case with the indigenous people of Biafra again. Now, October 10th could break or build Nigeria's democratic credibility. International observers now tag October 2025 as Nigeria's judicial limitless test. Any judgment seen as manipulated will damage the national sense-level electoral image and democratic health. Nnamdi Kanu is a British citizen. UK cannot be silent forever. Under British law, detention without fair trial of a UK citizen is unacceptable. The silence of the UK government so far is complicity and not diplomacy. The power of Kanu's silence. Kanu has said very little during this process. His dignified silence is being interpreted as strategic resistance and spiritual strength by supporters. The quieter he gets, the louder his message becomes. Kanu's continued detention, that the insecurity is in the southeast, is equals to insecurity in the southeast. His detention is one of the root causes of Monday sit-at-home trials, unrest and killings, youth radicalization. Freedom equals peace and not the other way around. Now, while young Nigerians are losing faith in the legal system, Kanu's case is becoming a symbol of judicial failure. Why vote? Why go to court? Why obey laws if the system does not work? Even for high-profile figures, is the federal government afraid of dialogue? If really Kanu was wrong, then why not settle this with facts in a court of law, transparently and fairly? Why the fear of open judgment? That's what many people are asking. Nigerian prisons are not mentally health safe. Human rights activists want that prolonged detention in Nigerian facilities is psychological torture. What Kanu is facing could break even the strongest man. Now, reluctancy to release Kanu is equal to fear of the truth. Some political analysts say his release may trigger truth-telling, evidence leaks, and national revelations about injustice in the Southeast. Southeast business affected by protests. Sit-at-home protests and shutdown related to Kanu's case have affected transportation, markets, schools, online businesses. Freedom would stabilize the region's economy. Now, Femi Falana's consistent outreach. Falana, senior advocate of Nigeria again, A country cannot, he said, this is what he said. He said, a country cannot abduct a man from another nation and still delay his trial. This is rogue governance. Now, the timeline of Kanu's legal victory. Let's highlight the timeline of Kanu's legal victory. I want you guys to actually stay with me. Now, let's highlight it. In 2017, he was granted bail. Now, in 2021, UN declares detention illegal. 2022, appeal court discharged him. And 2023, Supreme Court reverses but never rules conviction. He's never been legally what? Convicted, just detained. Now, Tinubu's possible strategy dragged till after election. Some say Tinubu wants to delay Kanu's release till after 2027, fearing his freedom could empower anti-government sentiment in the East. Now, let's compare to Nottingham bandits treated what softly. Bandits caught with weapons are released through negotiation, but Kanu, who has no physical arm case, is still in solitary what confinement. Political cowardness in Southeast leadership. No Igbo senator or governor is leading a legal front for Kanu's freedom. Not even letters to Tinubu, not even what press conference. Silence is betrayal. Now, is this a test for Nigerian youth? This case is becoming a national test for students, young professionals, and civil rights groups to speak out, mobilize, demand through democracy. Omotosho may be remembered forever for this one case. One case can define a lifetime of work. He must decide, will his name be test beside Kayode Eso or Chukwu Dife Oputa, or become another forgotten what? Puppet. Now, civil society can still file pressure petitions. Citizens can write amicus curiae letters to the court, open letters to ECOWAS and AU, petitions to NGC, which is National Judicial Council. Judiciary must hear the people before it loses them. Use of counterintelligence and propaganda. Federal government loyalists have deployed fake narrative linking Kanu to violence and foreign governments, but truth eventually pierces with propaganda if people stay loud. Is this the beginning of judicial uprising? More judges, lawyers, and law students are beginning to raise silent resistance. If Kanu is denied justice, what stops them from doing same to us next? The international community will not stay silent forever. Global elections, watchdog, legal institutions, and migration councils are quietly watching Nigeria and keeping records. One day, consequences will come. Now, youth voters may use this case as campaign fuel in 2027. Kanu's case may become the answers of the next election. Free Kanu now or lose the ballot. That is just it. So these youth voters may use this case as campaign fuel in 2027. Kanu's case may become the answers of the next election, because from the look of things, from the way things are going on now, hey, if care is not taken, International Biafra is going to mount war. Like they're going to mount pressure on the Nigerian government, because these people are not smiling at all. They say that enough is enough. That the fact that they are even having patience, it doesn't mean that they are fools. That time is really counting. So guys, I want you to just listen to this interview of what Barrister Darlington said about Nigerian government, and I'll be right back. Just listen to this, guys.
How many world leaders have paid condolence visits or sent condolence message since Sunday? How many world leaders? Please, somebody answer me. How many world leaders? You mean they've not had, Abi? No, they've not had. That was what Nnamdi Kanu said. That 2 years after he leaves office, the real truth will come out. That's the truth. I was asking a question. How come? Mr. Messi, listen very well. How come when Buhari came back from UK from his sick leave, Abi?
We are not privy to why she may have.
The wife relocated to Dubai. Are you not supposed to be nursing your sick husband who came back from sickness? Is it not important? No, tell me it did not happen. Tell me now.
But the point is, whatever we are saying here, the president's family has a right to their privacy, and rather than begin to unearth what we cannot really hold on to,
substantiate,
the best bet is for us to just sympathize with these people in this hour of need, and let them soak, and then maybe pray for them to have that fortitude. Because no matter how old you are, even as a father, your child will not want you to die. And no matter how old you are, as a woman married to you, will not wish you dead. And so the woman is mourning now, and wherever she is, she can be visited. And I'm sure that she will accompany the corpse home to Katsina today. And so whatever it is, let them continue to sympathize with her and also give her the courage to be able to withstand this kind of calamity that has befallen her. So maybe we should rest that.
You remember my Bible say you shall know the truth and the truth shall set you free. If what you are saying now is the thing that happened, the right thing, if it is in fact, if that is the situation, nobody will break head over these things now. But when they have created some doubt in the minds of people, why won't you look at what the people are saying so that we cannot continue on this trajectory? How many world leaders have paid condolence visits or sent condolence message since Sunday? How many world leaders? Please, somebody answer me. How many world leaders? You mean they've not had, Abi? No, they've not had. Anyway, let's go to another topic.
Fell ill. Were you told the hospital where he fell ill in 2017? Did any of you know? No. And now, they have invited Aisha. I remember that for 3 months, this woman was kept incommunicado. She was sidelined. A woman who's supposed to be beside her husband who was sick in the hospital. This cabal hijacked Buhari.
So how do you know she wasn't there?
Oh, I'm coming now. Hold on, I'm coming. Remember that when this happened, it was Idris, the IGP that Buhari appointed in his first coming, in 2015, that was invited. Buhari's wife Aisha did not show up for over 3 months. When she even went there, they didn't allow her to see the husband. It's on record. Now,
this recent one, you're talking about
the one that I said when he fell sick, not now, because this one that happened now, even none of us knew when she left.
Barrister, before you proceed, Moses asked a very important question. How did you know about all of this?
Come on, look, are you telling me that you people were not here when Buhari fell ill and for 3 months?
Yeah, we are looking at the source. What's your source?
My source is the news.
Which news?
The news that
the traditional media.
Yes.
The social media.
Yes,
did you read all of this in the Guardian?
I said it was in the mainstream. Please hold on, please, Mr. Okoro, hold on, please. Nobody is here to tell us again, boy, because he's late.
Okay.
We are looking at the.
No, we are holding a conversation.
No, hold on. I'm telling you that if you are not aware, I am aware.
Okay, that's why I'm asking, because Moses asked the same question too.
It's like what is going on now? Do you know that even up to now, people are not even aware of the news going on around? They won't know. If tomorrow now, posterity were to say, when did this happen? I am telling you what happened. That for 3 months, nobody knew what was going on. It was the first person they called was Idris, and they said that Buhari wanted this man, his IGP. From that time on, everything was shrouded in secrecy. Aisha was done. I'm not asking. You can see how you treat women. This woman did not see the husband while she was sick, and now that she's late, they have not taken her there, and condolences are going on there.
For the benefit of our viewers, let's not confuse them. You're talking about when he was in office.
Yes.
In 2015.
Yes, right? I'm talking about this ill health, because they said
that ill health in 2015
that ended in just 2 days ago, because they are still saying that he had been ill for a long time. That was what Garba Shehu said. That means this sickness did not start today. The sickness that claimed Buhari's life was not, it didn't start today, but it was shrouded in secrecy. It was even that last week or 2 weeks ago when Garba Shehu was launching his book, and they even told us some of the lies they told us that time. That he invented the right story to divert our attention from Buhari's ill health. What does that tell you?
No, but Barrister, I understand all of this. Buhari's ill health was not shrouded in secrecy.
It was.
It was. Nigerians knew that he was sick. That at the point, okay, why did he have to hand over to Oshibajo at a point? Wasn't it because he went to hospital?
No, you are not getting it.
What am I not getting?
Before the final one that took him a long time in the UK.
Okay.
He was handing over until Oshibajo now acted as the president and did certain changes.
So Nigerians at that point knew that he was sick.
But he came back. When he came back, what happened? Is that not when they move all the things Oshibajo
did? That's a different thing.
That's what he's saying. He's not getting it. It wasn't only for the first time that he went to UK. So before this one now,
he was sick in 2015. He got better. He came back and all of that.
Yes.
He passed on in 2025.
Exactly. He has been going and coming until the last one that took a long time, when Aisha Buhari was sidelined.
Okay, so what is the issue about?
We are tracing the issue because of what he asked me, or what the paper said. When eventually Buhari came back, listen very well. What happened? Aisha Buhari relocated to Dubai. It's on record. It was when her marriage was threatened by one other woman that she hurriedly came back.
You seem to be driving at something that you don't want to hit on the head.
Why will you lay the foundation so that we know the genesis of this matter?
What is the matter now?
The matter is the death of Buhari.
Okay.
That people are now going to UK to go and pay condolence visits. Meanwhile, the whole issue is supposed to happen in Daura. Is it not coming back here today?
No, but he died in the UK. He died in London.
In the UK. You don't expect people to go there and
look at
escort the money back home.
These things are necessary. Look, we're embarrassing ourselves as a nation. We're embarrassing ourselves so much. I don't like it.
No. We're not focusing on the fact that he died in the UK because that is enough. That agrees Nigerians enough. That the president
is a different talking point.
Yes, the president is hospitalized abroad. That's a different thing entirely. But the fact that that people were sent to escort the body back home, do you have a problem with that?
I have a problem because one, it is no longer escorting the body back. It is not a condolence visit. Why would
because the family is there.
Because a lot of some of the people that went to condole just didn't go to London because Buhari was sick. They were in the UK because they had other engagement.
When Buhari was very sick, why didn't the family go there? Answer me. Why didn't they take was there now? Please hold on. The wife was the first person who's supposed to be by that. Okay, why did you not take her there now? Why did you ask her to go there and be receiving visitors? No, why did you take her there now?
Was she taken there?
What, you mean if she was not allowed to go there, she would have gone?
Somebody
when the man was sick, why were you people? Why did you allow her to go there?
That's what we're told when he traveled about a week or two ago. It was on the news that he had
I am saying this when this man needed the wife, when he was very sick.
Listen, you're not part of the family, so I don't know how you are.
Okay, how come when the man came back, Aisha relocated to Dubai? And they were begging her to come back.
That's in 2016.
That is the genesis of this matter.
What is the matter? I keep going back to that. What is the matter?
Because you there is nothing wrong in her going.
Because I don't really understand the trajectory. That's why it's difficult for me to interject. But the point we are making here is that this man has died. He's going to be interred today.
I think Barrister is driving at something else entirely, but he doesn't want to say it.
You don't want me to say it. You don't want me to say it.
You
don't want to say it. I have made 2 points here, but you don't want to agree with me.
And you see, the wife holds the prerogative of when to be with him and then when not to be with him. Nobody stops her from visiting her husband those early days.
I don't believe it.
And I recall that when Akeredolu was recuperating in Germany,
yes,
the wife was busy here in Nigeria, attending to some other things.
There's a lot going on social media, and a lot of Nigerians are pointing to the fact, to statements once made by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that there's a real Buhari and there's a double. I mean, that made the news. It was all in the papers. If you still check papers, you will see it. The story of a double for Buhari.
And he predicted when the real thing will happen.
The double
2 years after he leaves office. Yeah, that's when they will expose what happened.
That's what who said? That
was what Nnamdi Kanu said. That 2 years after he leaves office, the real truth will come out. That's the truth. How come? Mr. Messi, listen very well. How come when Buhari came back from UK from his sick leave, Abi?
We are not privy to why she may have.
The wife relocated to Dubai. Are you not supposed to be nursing your sick husband who came back from sickness? Is not important? No, tell me it did not happen. Tell me now.
But the point is, whatever we are saying here, the president's family has a right to their privacy, and then rather than begin to unearth what we cannot really hold on to, the best bet is for us to just sympathize with these people in this hour of need and let them soak, and then maybe pray for them to have that fortitude. Because no matter how old you are, even as a father, your child will not want you to die, and no matter how old you are, as a woman married to you, will not wish you dead. And so the woman is mourning now. And wherever she is, she can be visited. And I'm sure that she will accompany the corpse home to Katsina today. And so, whatever it is, let them continue to sympathize with her and also give her the courage to be able to withstand this kind of calamity that has befallen her. So maybe we should raise that.
You remember my Bible say you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. If what you are saying now is the thing that happened, the right thing, if that's the situation, nobody will break head over these things now. But when they have created some doubt in the minds of people, why won't you look at what the people are saying so that we cannot continue on this trajectory? How many world leaders have paid condolence visits or sent a condolence message since Sunday? How many world leaders? Please, somebody answer me. How many world leaders? You mean they've not had, Abi? No, they've not had. Anyway, let's go to another topic.
All right. Well, if there is truly a double, we'll find out in the coming years.
Yeah, somebody will tell her the truth one day. Why not?
But in the meantime, this is the information we have. Is what?
No, is it that the double is being buried today?
You have started again. You see now. You have seen him now. You see. You said we should not talk about it.
No, I was just pondering.
Is it today?
It's a rhetorical question.
You are not here when Hadi Sariki dribbled the whole Nigeria for almost 1 year. Sirika, the aviation man. He 419 all of us until 2 days to Buhari's leaving office, and Buhari even went to go and commission an aircraft that is not our own. And
which Buhari are you talking about?
He said which Buhari? Well, is there any other one?
Okay. I just want to.
All right. Okay.
I don't want
Nigeria also lost a very important personality who was also Buhari's friend. That's the Awujale of Ijebuland, Oba Adetono. He died and he's been buried already. I would like for us to x-ray a few things. Mr. Fanimo. Now let's look at this headline from The Punch. It says, soldiers bar traditionalists from Awujale's Muslim funeral. Well, he opted for a Muslim funeral. But he's a traditional ruler.
I think
he was for over 60 years, if I'm not mistaken. 65 years. A traditional ruler of a community. And traditionalists were bad. What does that say to upholding culture?
You see, there was a judicial intervention in this matter sometimes in the past that when he declared that he wanted to be buried the Muslim way, the traditionalists said no, that you can't have your cake and eat it. That you came in as a traditionalist and all the rites were performed and you allowed it to happen, you allowed such to happen. But suddenly, after spending many years on the throne, we now wanted to shift from the norm. I think there was a case and the judge came up with the verdict that he has the prerogative to decide, to decide whichever religious way he could.
But what does that, what does that say to upholding our culture?
But culturally, I don't want to align with the judge. Because, you see, at some point, if there's something I dread in my life, and those who are close to me will understand me for that, is I hate betrayal of trust. You will never find me doing it. The fact that you allowed, because you were bent on becoming the Awujale, you allowed the traditionalists to keep you in a secluded place for 3 months, performing rituals every day of those 3 months, 90 days.
You sat on that stool for 65 years.
And you sat on the stool for 65 years, for God's sake. You are now changing the game. Suddenly, you say you are now a born-again Muslim, and then that nobody. And unfortunately, some traditional rulers are now towing this line. And in a way, even as sophisticated as Britain is today, when the passage rites were to be done for the Queen when she died, a lot of things came up. There was a particular stone that was brought out.
Even a goat
was leading the military parade and all that. So if at that level they still uphold their culture and tradition, why would we? Why should we?
It's really concerning if you
honestly
go through
why should we go through this trajectory? If you know you are not ready for all these things, stay out of traditional issues.
No.
It's not compulsory that you must be a king.
All right, sir, please hold on. Let's hold on to our thoughts now. Let's quickly run to the streets where Matthew Ogunswada is to speak to Nigerians on stories that made it to the cover pages. And then when we come back, we'll pair the economic indices between his time in office and now. But we're talking about traditionalists, Awujale, Oba Adetono, his passing, and the fact that traditionalists came to the burial to perform the traditional rites, and soldiers prevented them from entering. Basically, drove them away because before his death, he had opted to be given a Muslim burial. Barrister Darlington, you were going to say something before we had to go to the streets.
In reaction to what Dele said, that he did not agree with the judge, I want to disagree with him.
With who? The judge or?
I want to disagree with Dele, yes. Okay. Because your traditional whatever cannot supersede the law of the court. Where freedom of association is entrenched, freedom of movement, freedom to decide who will be your friend or not. All those things are there from section 34 to 42. They are all there. If the court is looking at that, this man said, look, I don't want such association again. Is it not his choice? What if your tradition has become obsolete and obnoxious?
So we're talking about a traditional ruler.
I am coming.
We're talking about the person.
I am coming. There are so many things that happened before that cannot happen now. Like the Aro Nakakamfo of Yoruba land. I challenge Eba Gani to go through the same ritual and let's see what will happen. Those things are becoming obsolete. When Oba Tejuosho was to go through the same thing, they told him what the gods will serve in a day. He said, no, I can't go through this. Oba Tejuosho, eventually he had his way. So certain things are becoming obsolete because of their wider implication. When you start worshiping all these dangerous gods, they come with a lot of baggages.
Barrister, which god should we?
The man said that he's now born again and he wants to do things the normal way and all that. What is wrong with that? Instead of going to kill one thing or the other as a sacrifice every day, those things, they are becoming obsolete. That's what the man is saying. And are you saying he's not right to what he said? That's what I'm telling people, that you need to get into the system to change it. The man entered and he had changed what was wrong with that tradition. Moses, in the days of you, in our own part of the country, they used to kill twins because they believed that they were evil children. They would throw them and their mother into the evil forest until one woman, Mary Celeste, came from Ireland to stop it, and she died in the process. The woman died trying to stop that thing. Today, are we not celebrating twins? You can see. So when some of this traditional whatever is no longer relevant, please let us discard it. Nobody should blame the Awujale. Nobody. This was the man they asked to come and view the coup plot of his sons. What is it called? Dikbo, Olarewaju and Co. When Abacha was showing the video, Awujale said, I forgot my glasses at home. I can't see anything. That's what he said. Just to exonerate himself. What do you want him to say? That he saw his sons plotting a coup against Abacha. Is that what you want him to come and confirm? So at times, you apply wisdom. Why do you think he stayed up to this time? Tell me. Why do you think he stayed up to this time? If he actually violated the so-called tradition, he wouldn't have stayed up to today now. 65 years in a throne. That means he entered at the age of 31 or so. So please, it's important that we leave all these things. It did not help us. And it will never help us.
Okay, essentially, I think what is happening here is what is described as a clash of civilizations. Because this is one civilization that is trying to take over, to subjugate another one. But unfortunately, when scholars list civilizations, they don't even mention Africa as a civilization, because Africa has been subsumed by either the Western or the Islamic civilization. We have the Western civilization, we have the Islamic, we have the Cynic, which is the Chinese civilization, we have the Hindu civilization, and maybe the Latin American, Southern America, they try to mob them together as a civilization, but that is still in contention within the academic circles. What I see happen is that, look, we have an African civilization that is actually not existent, that is being further subjugated by an outside civilization, and in this case, which is the Islamic civilization, because the man has opted for.
So guys, I wanted you guys to actually listen to what Barrister Danity have to say concerning Nigerian government and also Buhari's case. People have been saying that everything Mazi Nnamdi Kanu told us about Buhari is true. Even the fact they said that the Buhari in 2017 is different from Buhari in 2025. And in fact, some people say that the Buhari in 2017 was coming from Sudan. And a lot of people were just talking. Now, people have been saying that finally they have found out that Tinubu and Justice James Omotosho have been linking up in order to delay Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's court case. We are all aware. We have seen what is going on. And we have seen their plan. Their plan is to keep buying time, keep delaying it. And the indigenous people of Biafra have come out to say that if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's case is delayed again, that they will not like what they will see. That is the Nigerian government will not like what they are going to see, because such a thing can lead to violent protests, and it's going to cause a lot of lot of violence in the southeast. Anyway, guys, that's all we have for today. I want you guys to drop your comment below. Tell me what you really think is going to be happening on the 10th of October, because according to the Indigenous people of Biafra, if 10th of October don't go well, that means 11th of October is going to be really hot. Anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts below. And also, if you know you're new to this channel, please don't forget to click the subscribe button, like and share, and turn on the notification button to get all the latest news in this channel. So guys, thanks for watching, and see you guys again in my next live section.